I took my wife for a ride for our 10th wedding anniversary and discovered I was passionately in love with hot air ballooning.
John Tryon.
Here! My name's John Tryon. I'm coming up on my 16th year of flying hot air balloons. It's a very family-oriented sport. My closest friends now in my entire life are all people I've met through ballooning. I can see my other friends that have them on. Those student pilots are the ones you really become close to because you spend so much time preparing them. In my mind, and most of the pilots out here, it's the camaraderie amongst the pilots. Pilots travel around the Midwest, all over the country, to these events. I think it's really unique, the Hudson Hot Air Affair. And one of the things that's unique about it is, one, it's in the Twin Cities or near the Twin Cities of Minnesota in February. So odds are it's going to be a very, very cold experience for you. So you can see that we must be very passionate about what we do to come out. This morning when we launched, it was 0 degrees. And I've been here before when it was 20 below zero on the surface with no wind chill.
It's extremely cold this weekend. I believe the actual temperature is in the teens below zero.
2 weeks ago there was a hot air balloon race in Lake Havasu, Arizona. And all the folks that flew in that event look at us in the upper Midwest and say they've got to be nuts to go out there in all that snow and all the cold weather. I honestly think it just proves our passion for it, that we're just not fair weather pilots. Generally, our mornings start about 5 a.m. Pilots, we're up checking weather in the hotel rooms. We have a pilot briefing generally after we're checking our weather and before we go out to the field. We'll get out to the field and we generally take the basket out, and then we take the envelope and we stretch that out downwind and hook it up to some cables. We call it ballooning when we refer to the entire system put together. The envelope is the fabric part, of course the basket, the burner. Those are the components of a balloon system. We have a very high-powered fan that we carry on our trailers, and we use that fan to blow cold air into the envelope and spread it out. Once the envelope is about 75 to 80% filled, I'll step into the cockpit or the basket and start heating the air with an onboard heater. These onboard heaters are just not heaters. I mean, it's 18 million BTUs. The average furnace in your house is about 50,000 BTUs. My balloon is 105,000 cubic feet. This morning I was able to heat the air up inside the envelope from 0 to 79 degrees in about 3 minutes. When I got into ballooning, I discovered there's a whole other aspect of ballooning I had no idea existed, and that's called competitive flying. And one of the tasks that we fly is called a hare and a hound.
What happens in a hare and hound competition is that the hare balloon launched about 5 to 10 minutes before everybody else. The hounds are all of the other balloons in the field, and we'll be chasing him down. He will land in a field, and when he lands in that field, he'll immediately deflate his balloon, and then he'll put an X out in the field. And it's our job to fly over that X and to drop a little marker as close to the center of the X as possible.
I've gotten fairly good at it over the years. But I can put a marker 10 inches from the center of the X, and 5 of these guys and gals might beat me. No pilot does this on their own. It really is teamwork. As a pilot, I've always looked at me as being a part of the team. They work with me, not for me. And then, of course, when we land, and finding a good landing spot is critical to the safety of the flight, and my crew is there to help. We can generally get the balloon broken down in about 15 minutes and get it packed up. At the wintertime, like at the Hudson Hot Air Affair, everything goes so much slower, and of course it's so much colder, so you really want to be out of there. So everybody works together as a team so that we can get packed up and get back in that warm van. Every single crew person, everybody that I know in ballooning is a joyful type of person, and there's just a really positive energy that goes along with being part of a balloon crew. Almost everybody who sees a hot air balloon is bright and smiley. This morning we flew right over the backyard of a house, and a gentleman came standing outside, and 3 of his kids were in the house, and we waved to him and talked to him, and they all just had these bright smiles on their faces, and the crew loves that too because it's just friendly people all the way around. It really is a family affair, even if you're not related. We're related by our love for the sport of hot air ballooning.